The ancestors are watching. Hello everyone, this is your host Legend, and welcome back to my channel. This is the continuation of my series Champions, where we take a dive into one of the characters of Warhammer 40k Tacticus. The champion of the day is Vynn Conglahr, Brokir Iron Master of the Leagues of Votann. Vynn will be a mid to late game unlock after his upcoming hero release event. He fits a general role of being a mechanic, and if we try to fit him into a guild raid team, he'd probably work best with the AdMechs. His stats at Gold 1, Epic Rarity, 3 red stars is as follows: 2,136 health, 686 armor, and 667 damage. He has a movement stat of 2, and deals 3 hits of power damage in melee combat. He can equip a crit item, defense item, and a crit booster. Vynn's active ability is a ranged attack called Graviton Rifle. At level 35, it deals 3 hits of 714 to 1027 points of physical damage to a select target in range 2, and will stun it for 1 round. The attack gets a 55% pierce ratio bonus if the targeted enemy has one of the following traits: Mark 10 Gravis Armor, Terminator Armor, or the mechanical trait. Overall, this active ability is quite interesting. Assuming the unit is similarly leveled, this ability doesn't do a whole lot of damage to those who have a high armor stat without any of the listed traits. When I recorded my footage, I didn't really test it much further, but later on I did some further tests and found that for mid to low armor units, it does okay damage, but still doesn't do a lot unless you get a crit. Against units that do have the listed traits, Graviton Rifle does decent damage. If used on a Terminator, do not forget to hit him with someone else who gets rid of the first attack buff they have, otherwise Graviton Rifle will do next to no damage. Since the ability can be modified, do try to take high ground, and if you want to ensure further damage, make sure there are as many buffs applied to Vynn as possible. Vynn's passive ability is a summoning/support ability called ECOG Support. Whenever Vynn repairs a friendly unit, Vynn will summon a ECOG in a free adjacent hex. On top of this, he can heal friendly units even if they are at full health. If he heals a unit and there are 3 ECOGs deployed, a random ECOG adjacent to Vynn will repair a friendly unit if possible. No more than 3 ECOGs can be summoned at a given time. ECOG support gives a lot of utility and will be useful no matter the type of horde battle you're facing. Keep in mind that the ECOGs seem to prioritize repairs first, especially if it keeps them adjacent to Vynn, with dealing damage being secondary even when there is a highly injured enemy on a negative effect hex such as barbed wire. The ability to heal a unit and have an adjacent ECOG heal another feels great. I truly have no complaints. Note that ECOGs can heal themselves if they are the only valid target from Vynn's passive ability. Vynn has 2 traits: the Leagues of Votann faction trait, Prioritize Efficiency, and the general trait of Mechanic. Prioritize Efficiency has 2 different effects. The given effect, known as Stance, changes at the end of your turn whenever a friendly character with Prioritize Efficiency uses an active ability. Note that if the amount of characters who use their active ability and have Prioritized Efficiency is even, their stance will not change at the end of your turn. When a match starts, anyone with this trait will start in the Hostile Acquisition stance, which allows them to deal an additional 25% damage with all attacks and gives a +1 to movement. If a stance change does occur, affected characters will be put into the Fortified Takeover stance, which reduces incoming damage by 33%. His general trait of Mechanic allows Vynn to repair any mechanical unit. Health restored is equal to Vynn's damage times his 3 hits. So where will this champion shine? No doubt he will shine in horde modes, especially when paired with mechanical units. With the combined power of his summons and his mechanic trait, he will be good for holding a lineup together. We will definitely get a good idea for just how well he runs with the upcoming survival event. I personally don't think he'll match well with guild raids, which is fine. Not every unit added needs to be guild raid meta. There is potential synergy with the AdMechs, but generally his summons will focus on repairing units instead of attacking the boss, which will make it tricky to get them in a usable position. Finally, who does this character pair well with? Given that we don't have the full scope of the Leagues of Votann yet, I cannot speak to how well he will run with his faction as of now. With that in mind, here are some units I think he'll run well with, starting with Tangita. Tan is one of the best characters in the game, and with Vynn at his side, the longevity of him and his summons will only be better, allowing for more damage to be dealt and absorbed by your team. The next two play into each other, and I can see them going along with Vynn perfectly. Farsight and Rivas, both of which are powerful characters from the Tau. His summons and mechanic trait will ensure both Rivas and Farsight are able to fire on all cylinders, with bonus points for those of you with a Mythic Rivas who has the DW02 Cannon's relic that allows her active ability to replenish when a number of attacks are met. With Vynn by your side, her longevity gets increased significantly, and it shouldn't be too difficult to get multiple uses out of her active ability, with Farsight just simply buffing it even further with his passive ability. Realistically, he'll be able to run well with any mechanical unit in the game, thanks to his sheer ability to maintain their health. These were just some of the first picks that came to my mind. Overall, I think Vynn will be a very great character for any horde mode, especially ones where mechanical units are very valuable. Overall, I hope I have helped to give you a good idea of what to expect from Vynn as when he comes out here very soon. Before I go, there is a raffle going on to celebrate the 21st faction in Tacticus, and I have a code to give you that will give an additional 5 entries for the contest. That is on screen right now. To enter the contest, I will leave a link in the description. With that, this video comes to a close. This is your host Legend, signing off.